Welcome, everyone, to the Daily Juice Podcast on the Betting Pros Network. I'm your host, Sean, stacking the money green. Give me a follow on Twitter at Sean T. Green. And as always, Daily Juice is being brought to you by BetMGM. Use a promo code JUICE. $10 bet turns into $200 in free bets. If either team scores a touchdown, good for college and pros. Hey, hell of a Sunday. My Eagles with a dominating 35-10 win over the Titans. Always puts me in a good mood. Jalen Hurts looks like a legit MVP. But most importantly, 4-1 ATS. Let's go. All 2-unit plays, so up a nice, almost 6 units. 6 units minus the juice. Nice way to close out the week. And then we're rolling right into Monday Night Football. Got some fun stuff going on there, including... Couldn't go super crazy, but it's a 15-1 bet that, again, I got a little knack for it. Did not hit on the first touchdowns. Anytime there's a primetime game, someone scores the first touchdown, more or less that the average NFL fan may have heard about, probably not cashing that first touchdown. Because the chalk, there's just no value. So, fortunately, CeeDee Lamb cashed that. Yeah, that really was the only thing that went wrong with my NFL Sundays, that the Cowboys won and looked pretty decent there. All right, let's get to the recap. Jets +3, only loss of the day, and man, was it close. You look at all the stats, you're like, how did they lose this game? They had 1.6 better net yards per play against the Vikings, and again, it came down to the last play. Just the Jets are the Jets, and this Vikings team just continues to grind out close wins. So hats off to them. I felt good most of the day, though, having that Jets +3. They rallied back. I still think they get into the playoffs, they could be kind of scrappy and fun. Steelers +1. Steelers got the win. Wasn't pretty, but again, it's against the Falcons. Didn't have to be. They won 19-16. Lions. Speaking of Lions, man, they blew out the Jags 40-14. Apologies there. Not a sweat at all. Just a straight ass kicking by the Lions. Trevor Lawrence was banged up, missed some of that game. So I don't know. Lions, they do well. You know, we should just call them the sanitation workers. They take out the garbage. Nice win for the Lions, and nice win for some DFS stuff and fantasy as well. 49ers -4. 49ers won and covered 33-17. Like I said, Tua is not him, as the kids say. I'm not a believer, but then I was having to eat some crow. He was looking so good. What can you say? But now I get to celebrate a little bit because he did not look good. And, again, no one really looks good against this 49ers defense. Jimmy G out for the season, so that sucks. Even as an Eagles fan, maybe it helps us in the playoffs not to have to play Jimmy G. It sucks. You want to be able to just beat the best players out there. Although, unless they're Cowboys, then maybe I accidentally root for injuries there. But I guess if you're a 49ers fan, you're talking yourself into the Nick Foles jersey. Journey and jersey. I mean, you're past the trade deadline, so you can't get Nick Foles, thank God. Because you put Nick Foles on this 49ers team, they might really win it all. Brock Purdy, though, looked decent. So if you're a Niners fan, you're talking yourself into Brock Purdy. You do have so many skill players around him, and that defense is incredible. So I don't think their season is over by any means. Bengals +2.5. Bengals won 27-24. They really just have the Chiefs' number, and probably shouldn't have even been this close because they had some really – I mean, Tyler Boyd dropped that touchdown. I gave it a prop bet on Sports Gambling Podcast where Burrow over 2.5 passing touchdowns and would have hit that third one at a nice like +160 price, but I don't know. I still don't know how Tyler Boyd dropped that ball, and then that horrible play call on 4th and 1 near the goal line there. So Chiefs got a couple bad breaks as well, but Bengals felt like pretty in control for most of the game. And Joe Burrow, first guy to beat Patrick Mahomes 3 times. So shout out to you, Joey B, a.k.a. Joe Burr, getting cold, and Joe Burr heating up. Hey, you want an autographed Stephon Diggs jersey? Of course you do. This thing looks fire. Go to youtube.com/bettingpros. Hit subscribe. Comment on this video. Comment on what you think of the college football playoff. Should Alabama got in? I mean, Nick Saban like pitching. It reminded me like explaining to my parents why they should, let me stay over at a friend's house in high school. It's like, well, if you actually look at the numbers, when I hang out at Justin's house, I really don't get in trouble, and realize, it's a lost cause. But Nick Saban out there hawking used cars, trying to get his team into the playoff. Didn't happen, but thoughts and prayers for the Alabama backers. All right, first up, we got the New Orleans Saints at the Bucks. I'm taking the Saints +4 for 2 units over on WinBet. I mean, how can you take this Bucks team laying points right now? They are just completely out of sync. I know the Saints haven't looked great either, but this is the Saints Super Bowl, and they've had a pretty good history so far against Tom Brady, especially in the regular season. Tristan Wirfs is out for the Tampa Bay Bucks, and their offensive line was really thin to begin with. You get rid of Wirfs, and they're really in trouble. Plus, the Saints are coming off a shutout. I love taking teams coming off a shutout, getting points, especially in the division game. And division team dogs have been good. Dogs in general, dogs of 4 points or more, all great trends. And if you are a totals guy or gal, division primetime games have been pretty ugly and really good towards the under. So if you're looking to go to a total, I would take that side. But I'm just going to go with the +4, 2 units. Bucks are really bad in rush defense, 28th in EPA. That used to be their backbone. That's how you could kind of count on them being around these games. Like I said, I think this is going to be the Saints Super Bowl, and I think there's some real issues with like Todd Bowles not trusting Tom Brady not trusting some of his receivers. It does look like Marshawn Lattimore is most likely going to be back for this game. More bad news, and if Todd Bowles doesn't trust Brady, like you saw in that last drive going into OT against the Browns, and Brady doesn't trust his receivers, I think it could be a long day for this Bucs team. So give me the Saints +4 for 2 units. Speaking of the passing game, I'm fading it. Mike Evans under 16.5 receiving yards. He doesn't look right to begin with. The pass game in general looks completely out of sync. 3 games in a row he's been under this total, and like I said, it looks like Marshawn Lattimore most likely will be back for this game, who owns Mike Evans. So really like it, assuming Lattimore plays, which it seems like he should, and I'll probably still get down on it even if he doesn't, because the Bucs offense has just been completely out of sync, a complete disaster. You know what's not a disaster? Getting delicious steaks delivered to your house, like the Omaha Steaks. The steak experts at Omaha Steaks put together a special curated gift package for you. Honestly, just buy yourself some steaks for the holiday season. Nothing better. Like, think of all those long winter nights around bowl season. You're like, what am I gonna do for dinner? Maybe you just had people over. You don't feel like making some crazy big meal. Just fire up the Omaha Steaks. Oh, these things are delicious on the grill. I'll play a little audio. I'll drop it in here for the podcast version of just the sizzle. They're giving you a 50% off site-wide. Plus, when you use the promo code JUICE, you get an extra $30 at checkout. Again, the fillets are delicious. The chicken's delicious. It's just great, high-quality meat. Go to omahasteaks.com, 50% off, and use the promo code JUICE. Get that extra $30 off. Minimum order may be required. Tom Brady, under 1.5 passing touchdowns, +100 over on DraftKings. 8-3 to the under so far this year. He's just not throwing a ton of touchdowns passes. 3% touchdown percentage, lowest of his career. Again, Saints usually do a pretty good job of limiting their passing offense. He went under last time they played the Saints earlier in this year, and I just don't see it happening for old Tom Brady. Also, like Chris Olave, over 4.5 catches. That's -145. That's right on the edge of juice. I'm willing to lay for a prop. 5-1 going over this catch total last 6 games. He even got 5 catches against the Bucs earlier in the season. It was his second career game. Betting Pros, if you guys aren't going over to bettingpros.com/NFL props, again, missing out. They like the projection pretty good here. They have it at 5.1 as well. So, Olave, 5 catches feels like easy money at even at -145, which I'm normally not a lay juice on props guy, but I like Olave to get it done. Last but not least, a little DGen action, because I know you got. We're gonna keep trying to find these, but I also don't want to go crazy and My entire social media is like, 2 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns. Who is it? What are we doing? I'm gonna give out what I like. And again, I do like some 2 touchdown stuff, but we're gonna keep it simple here. Scotty Miller, anytime touchdown, 15-1 right now over on DraftKings. Are you kidding me? Coming into this game or this weekend, there were only a handful of receivers who had over 30 targets and 0 touchdowns. On that list, Deontay Johnson had the most targets, then Ben Skoranek, then Khalif Raymond, and then Treylon Burks. Treylon Burks got his touchdown. Next in line, Scotty Miller. I think Brady's got to go back to what he trusts, what he knows. I know I took under Brady passing touchdowns at 1.5, so I guess in the ideal scenario, he throws 1 touchdown just to Scotty Miller. Maybe he gets involved in a little end around. Maybe it's a bubble screen. I just think he's kind of due. Russell Gage has had some issues. Just, again, in general, the receivers have been out of sync. I wouldn't be surprised if they try going to some things that have worked in the past, a.k.a. getting Scotty Miller a little look at 15-1. For a guy who's going to see some snaps, may see some targets. I like it. So Scotty Miller, 15-1, anytime touchdown. Chris Olave, over 4.5 catches. Tom Brady, under 1.5 passing touchdowns. Mike Evans, under 60.5 receiving yards. And, of course, the New Orleans Saints, plus 2 units. Everything else, 1 unit. Again, follow me on Twitter at Sean T. Green. Follow us on TikTok at Betting Pros. BetMGM.com, promo code JUICE for that bonus. OmahaSteaks.com, promo code JUICE to get that $30 off. And giving away another hat. So if you haven't ordered your Omaha Steaks yet, do it now. Send me a screenshot. Get you a free hat on the way. I mean, steaks and meat. What more could you want? Hey, guys, you know what to do. Subscribe, rate, and review. And as always, don't forget to let it ride.